Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome back to a brand new solo experience. Today I am testing out the Rampart Paladin, with a simple goal in mind, to use this added layer of survivability to create openings, with some amazing results in a match that turned into a complete steamroll. Let me know down below how you yourself are finding the Paladin, or if you have any suggestions for combo play. Enjoy today's video, let's begin. Now before this round even begins, I spot familiar names, Schizo and Otti, who I know to be PvP regulars, so I know they are going to engage aggressively, which is why I went for the Rampart test in this match. The aim is to use the extra layer of survivability to create openings. I do this by engaging with as many targets as possible. There is always the risk of a KO, yes, however the payoff is a one-sided fight, in which the enemy team have burned through their crown control and burst damage. This worked with amazing results due to the fact I know I have allies who follow up. Playing solo, I typically would still go for the Rampage, as that extra damage works wonderful with the Paladin setup. This same setup is the strategy I use for this match. Holy Sheltron into Intervene when there is 1 second remaining. Then hit Imperator into Shield Smite. This is the burst opening I like to use, which sets your team up and enables your self-sustain. Rampart grants a 50% damage reduction, and a 25% increase to healing via actions. The reason I dash in with Holy Sheltron is you want the detonation, dealing a strong AoE burst that will apply heavy, forcing out Purifies, alongside a 15% damage boost if the barrier was not destroyed. Doing this into large groups of enemies sets up your Imperator. Every target struck is inflicted with the Sacred Claim. This then provides a 10-second window in which anytime a player with Sacred Claim takes damage, you will heal for 3000. This means the Paladin needs to engage against large groups. The more struck with Sacred Claim, the higher your healing output. The Shield Smite is a bonus 8000 damage conal AoE attack. Done right, a lone Paladin can control a fight long enough for your team to swoop in. You may have noticed during that first fight I used cover on Schizo quite often. I use this right after completing my opener, as my main targets with Sacred Claim are KO'd. The cover is solely to give my warrior extra free reign while waiting on his cooldowns. Worst case scenario, I am KO'd and then my warrior can continue the push. Best case scenario, I live and together we can continue the push. I do die early, yes. However, if the enemy team are so fixated on me, they cannot chase the rest of my team, who are off to an amazing start. As a Paladin, do not be afraid to give up some battle high for the safety of your team. The new Battle High rules allow you to obtain it once again in a single team fight. Visually on score, Blues are in the lead. However, the truth is they do not have a single Battle High, which actually means us on the Maelstrom have a huge lead. Out of the spawn gate, a group of Immortals tried moving in on single targets. Do not be afraid to engage, as many understand they will not KO you with such few numbers and will most likely back off. You will also notice I am ready to engage against the blue, only to change my mind. Not because I think I'll be KO'd, but because a simple glance at my minimap showed there is little fun-up that would have occurred in that moment. Play at your own pace. If you think the situation is wrong, simply reset. The poking and prodding did force out some behemoths, and provides me the opening for an aggressive limit break. I am not using it for survivability, I am currently using it for big AoE damage. The aim was to burn through resources, and to scatter and distract the enemy. However, my team rotate to the large ice, so I drop back. With yellow incoming, I hold the choke. The best way to defend your ice is to not wait for the enemy to walk in and possibly lose the fight. The best strat is to actually hold close and hold them at the choke. If I get KO'd, so be it. Any space I create is extra time for my ice lickers to secure the objective. Equally as a Paladin, you will find yourself using guard more aggressively than other roles. The simple act of throwing yourself in line of sight, guard up, is wonderful against those desperately trying to hold on to the old range meta. Without knockbacks and CC, range are quickly overcome, as you can witness here moving through the choke. And as a Paladin, you cannot play with the mindset of greeding for kills. More often than not, simply tagging some damage or stunning is your role fulfilled. Do enough to ensure your team gets a kill and waste no time going for the next. A Paladin's true power will shine at Battle High 5. This next play is one of our biggest during the match, and plays such as these were the reasons why this game turned into a steamroll. I give my warrior cover to help close the gap. I am okay in doing so as my limit break is just about to come online. With a small group stunned, waste no time jumping in to slam at least one AoE in. Every single teamfight you are looking to build battle high. Then I stick around longer as I want their attention. Using Purifies ensures I can use my limit break without delay. This is where the fun begins, my team backed off with their cooldowns coming online. Meanwhile, the entirety of blue engage only me. And you can always rely on a player's need to simply press buttons, knocking me back 30 arms. They continue to chase with one major issue. They have no burst and have little to no CC. This setup allowed my team to flip the battle in a matter of 2 seconds. Just take a look at the column of 100 battle highs on my team. Every single one of those players now deals 50% more damage, which is also 50% more damage to the ice. This is why ice licking only teams lose 90% of their games, as the battle high heavy team is free to run teams down and destroy large ice within seconds. The only issue I can feel with the Paladin right now is playing solo, due to the fact that the Viper is almost just as tanky while doing more damage. Playing as a team and with friends is where the Paladin truly shines, as there are so many more options available to you. And with this new season's power creep, crowd control right now is 100% too strong, especially with Purify still in its weakened state. 3 seconds of crowd control in PvP where you can die within 0.2 of a second is wild. However, the Rampart Paladin is one of those few roles that can push through it. I hope the Paladin will receive some buffs while at the same time not too many. Last time PvP had role actions years ago, the Paladins were the unkillable PvP kings. Equally, if you are not a confident Viper player, a Paladin will be a better solo pick, and does a great job for learning under pressure. This match is in no way a high kill, high damage round, as this match lasts less than 9 minutes. A Paladin's worth is shown through what the team can accomplish through the plays you create. Once the momentum rolled in, my team was unstoppable. Our warrior landed 17 kills to 2.1 million damage, and 2.1 million damage in short team fights such as these is outstanding. There is also the mental aspect to PvP. The sad truth is way too many players simply give up after losing a single team fight, which again is another strength for the Paladin. The more you can frustrate an enemy team, the easier the late game can become. You might not be at the top of your leaderboards. You can however sit proud knowing just how much of a contribution you did for your team. I will end the voiceover here as this round is very short. Enjoy the remainder of this match. Let me know down below what you think of the Paladin currently, and I shall see you all in the next one.